And the last one. It is the end of February, back in Syros, ready for another really interesting do-it-yourself repair and maintenance of the Yin Yang. Welcome back. Hi, we have a surprise here to show you. As you can see, something is really missing here, something huge that has been here for 40 years but is not anymore. It's nothing else but the Perkins 4180 that has been removed. Has served the boat very well all those years, have sailed half around the world, but now it was time to be replaced with a new one, more eco-friendly, more powerful, in order to allow us more endurance and range. The new Mitsubishi Soleil is on the workshop, being prepared, and soon will be installed here, so a lot of good stuff to come with that. So up on the main mast, I hope this can be seen here, the varnish has gone badly because the last year I had wrongly secured two halyards here wrongly, and they started scratching when vibrating through the wind because of the wind. So now the varnish has gone. I can imagine it has been a long time since it was last maintained anyway. I've ordered the Coelan one component polyurethane based varnish. We'll scratch it, remove it and add new one. First I hope I'm gonna sand it. And yeah, interesting as usual with a lot of hard work. So it is Friday midday. The weather forecast for today was supposed to be sunny, which is. However, in the morning there was a shower that was not in the plan, and that's hence the delay. Now I have removed almost all the old varnish, the Coelan, and I have the new one here that is ready to be applied. I will climb up all the way until the cross, because until there I can make myself remove first with acetone all the any stains, any remainings, and then I will immediately apply the first coat of Coelan, and all going well I will try to make a second later in the evening, as the curing time is rather fast. And yeah, the weather does not assist at all. It's going to be rainy the next day, that's why I'm in a rush to don't delay today and make it all the way. Hi, Saturday the 5th of March, and I'm already a week here. It's time now to deal with the main issue of re-engineering the Yin Yang. Here are the old foundations where the previous engine was standing. It was down here. However, the new engine is a bit wider. That means that a part of being a bit higher, the foundations have to go lower in order for the new basis to be supported here. That means that I have to bring this thing down, not with this knife of course, I'm just gonna use it for marking, apparently some 11 centimeters. And to do that I'm going to start removing all that support. It's not hull, it's just addition to the hull, and then I'm gonna reinforce it with epoxy resin and polyester. So it's gonna be an interesting stuff. Another first one as usual, but one thing I learned with this new concept is that I learned so many new things and I'm really into it. So let's see how it goes. After good 5 hours of tough job, finally managed to remove the first 8 centimeters of solid wood plank and glass, and now I'm awaiting the engineer to come and give me the precise locations where I should cut more in order to prepare the foundation, the basis of the engine before it sits. The fake cage is here to play that role, to see the precise position, so let's see what he will see. It's almost 1900. I have been cutting all day endlessly, and it seems that more or less we're in position. The engineer saw it earlier on, made some final instructions which I try to follow. Tomorrow I'm gonna make it even, fair it, and start adding resin with glass in order to reinforce it. It has been a hard day and it's already dark outside. It's dark, so it's time to give myself a rest and go for dinner because I haven't eaten anything all day. Sunday morning, and after spending a full day yesterday trying to cut it, and now with some adjustments I will try to fair it a bit, to plane it and then work with the glass. Let's see how it goes. Sunday evening, after a whole day, I have finished with fairing and addition of resin and putty in the basis, in the structural basis. Have had a finding with the brackets on the back, and I will proactively replace it in order to ensure that now that we have it available and reachable, we should make sure that it's in perfect condition. And then I will first glass the bases here so the cage of the new engine will sit, then remove the rest of the aft part, and all that thing will delay the whole process for a week or something. The engineer will not be here this week, so that will anyway make it later on. For the time being, I will take the ferry and go to Paros. Tomorrow is a holiday here. I have a lot of things left to do at home, and maybe give myself a rest of a few hours, and then we'll be back on Tuesday. Other than that, before I go, I have to make some sort of housekeeping here because it doesn't seem that good. This is how repairs are. See you. So those are the extra supports I'm gonna add next to the foundation of the engine. I'm gonna now sharpen them as to make them round in order for the glass to match smoother and adjust properly. So, as you can see, the temperature is 15 degrees centigrade. I need at least 16 for the hardener to work on the West system epoxy. As I'm trying to let it cure, I have just added the reinforcements, the supports for the engine, and as you can see, I'm cheating a little bit here with the heater, local heater, for it to dry earlier and be sure that it will dry, because otherwise it's really cold outside, and then to continue start glassing the whole support for the engine to sit. It's very cold outside, and I'm working on a technically enclosed environment, if you can say so, to make it happen. So once again, this is Thursday morning, the 10th of March. Outside is less than 9 degrees centigrade, inside here it is 9, and a rather nice relative humidity up to 65% more or less, which is good to work with epoxy resin. I am cheating with my little heater, and yesterday I managed with that system to bring the temperature up to 19 degrees centigrade, which really assisted me in curing the epoxy nicely and on time. And this is what I will continue for the day: 3 layers of glass in supporting and sealing against moisture the engine foundations. And yeah, instead of talking a lot, I will stop talking and work more. I think I need that. Six hours later, a lot of grams of used epoxy, 3 and 3, 6 layers of glass already appended, and on the way to cure. We are doing well. Temperature is still low outside, but almost 16 degrees centigrade inside here. We are doing well. Continuing. Kalimera, which in Greek means good day. It is Friday the 11th of March and it is 8:30 in the morning. 4 degrees centigrade this morning here on board the Yin Yang. Outside even less. Last night it was a snow storm. It is very rare. It has happened twice this winter. The last 20 years I remember it happening one time, so it's rather rare. That means for any reason I cannot work outside. What I'm gonna do, because of the gale winds also that are outside, there are northerly winds, gale to storm winds. Now I have finished the 3 layers here of glass and I'm gonna sand it now, smooth it, and either coat it or add the fairing. We'll see what we'll do. So that project from my end will be done, and then the engineer will take over. And then in the evening I will take the ferry to Piraeus. I will load in my car my life raft, a PIRB, and anything else that needs annual inspection, and take it for the annual inspection for renewing our certificates. And other than that, yeah, we'll be back on Monday night after a visit to the dentist as well. Good morning. It's Tuesday the 15th of March, already more than 2 weeks here. Slowly progressing, but still a lot to do. The epoxy has cured really fine and is smooth. What I'm gonna do right now is to use the wonderful multi-cutter, remove any remainings, any sharp edges whatsoever, and underneath where the glass has been tight and stiff, I'm gonna sand it afterwards and make it all together with a nice 180 sander in the end to be prepared for painting. I'm gonna clean properly all the inner hull all around the engine where now I have access and cannot have otherwise. And then by the end of the day the plan is that I'm gonna prime it with polygloss and tomorrow add the final layer in order to protect it properly. It's still cold, it's 10 degrees centigrade outside. For Greece it's cold, maybe for North Europe it's not, but here it is. And that's how it should go. The forecast is unfortunately really windy for almost all the coming days. Tomorrow hopefully I should climb up the mast and continue where we have a gap with higher temperatures and no wind. And yeah, the main priority for the time being is to continue with the engine mounting. So hopefully in 1 week from now we should have the engine on board and be able to continue with other projects. I have other projects in plan. I have a new refrigerator to add and some local repairs here, but first things first, and one at a time. Morning, Wednesday morning, and I'm on the mast making some maintenance, inspections and maintenance. I have a friend that is helping me to have me secured and hoist me up, and yeah, grinding and preparing for varnish. Midday Wednesday, have finished already sanding some details on the top of the cross and up to the radar, and have already appended the first varnish of Coelan varnish. It's dry today, it's warm, and yeah, hopefully in maybe 2 hours I will get another layer, and if possible 3, because it's gonna be windy the next 1 week, and this is the only chance to do it today. Hello, this is the most probably the final part of the preparations we make here for the new engine. Here we had the seal and the shaft going aft, driving the propeller. Here we had a small of some part of fatigue in the material, so after discussing it a lot with and the naval architect and the engineer and the carpenter, what we will do is to add a wider frame, metal frame, that will adjust in, so it will reinforce the whole construction. The rest is fine. What I'm gonna do then is to remove all that marked part, so the new plate will come and fit afterwards. Hello, this is the state where we want to come eventually. Before that, now that I have removed the excess material, I will reinforce it with new glass and resin, and then the engineer will come and give me the green light to continue and make the rest. Then we will be good to go. It's a difficult task, it's really cold. Outside is 5 degrees centigrade. I'm having my little heater here to be able to work it out, and then yeah, when we're done with that, the next project is the refrigerator. But first things first. Well, it is almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the engineer has just finished the placement of the flange and the whole support for the tail shaft, which is a good thing. Now I'm gonna reinforce it, as I mentioned before, with glasses on the side and fiberglass, and we'll then paint here a final coat of polygloss to make sure that it's all properly protected. The next plan is that he will add plates, stainless steel plates, and fake engine caging that will assist him to take position and align the new engine. For the time being, I will work a little more with West Systems resin, and yeah, that should be the whole scope of the job for today.